Okay, I was driving home from dropping my fiance off at work this morning, and I think after this re-listen of the Ariana Grande on the way home, the newest album, Eternal Sunshine, I finally have what would be my perfect track listing for this album, because as it stands, it is not a perfect track listing. In fact, it's just too fucking long. So, here's my breakdown of how it should go. We have the intro, End of the World. It's a pretty intro. It can stay or leave depending on if you're a person who doesn't mind smaller songs. I like this as an intro, but where the problem comes in for me is the next three songs, Bye, Don't Want to Break Up, and Saturn Returns, the interlude. You can just cut all three of those. Bye and Don't Want to Break Up are the two actual songs here, because one's an interlude, and not an interlude in the way of like a Little Sims interlude, where it's like very fleshed out. It's its own song within an interlude. It's just an spoken word interlude about, it's wholesome. It's about like, getting to your best self, and, you know, like, I honestly haven't really cracked what it's about yet, but it sounds nice. Bye and Don't Want to Break Up kind of set the tone of how the album's going to be with the intro of like, typical Ariana Grande, like very smooth, she's kind of leaning more in that like 80s funk bag that a lot of like other artists are kind of leaning into right now. Like, not like super funk, but like, it's kind of all on her regular pop shit. But honestly, my perfect track listing here would be go from the intro straight to Eternal Sunshine. Just cut those three out. That would bring our track listing, even with the deluxe, out to like 14, 15 songs, which is fine by me, like 13 to 15. Eternal Sunshine is where it really starts popping up for me as the second song that's like really good and I really like. It's the title track. The title still reminds me of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. For anybody who's seen that movie, it's all about fucking Jim Carrey and this girl he's dating, and like trying to change the memories of her by going into his mind and like erasing the memory of her from him completely, so he doesn't like have the sadness of them breaking up or something like that. It's a very obscure movie. Kind of questions the morality of if you could make yourself forget something, would you and should you? It's a really good movie, but the song's pretty good. It's one of her peaks of like a good structured pop song. I wasn't really wowed on this album until Supernatural, which I immediately threw on my favorite songs of the year list. I feel like Supernatural's very focused in how the choruses are. I'm a big chorus person. Give me a good chorus and I'm down with it. It's just all about that, like, you make me feel supernatural with the way you love me. And that's really sweet. It's really wholesome. And then we have True Story, which I could take or leave. It's good. The whole emphasis of the song comes wrapped around like, this is a true story about how my love life went and how I got to the situation where I'm in now. Which at some point in this album review, we will talk about the controversy about her, quote unquote, stealing the current man that she has away from the wife that he was seeing at the time that he has a kid with. We'll get to that. Next on our track listing is The Boy Is Mine. Another good bop. That boy is mine. Let me take my time. Yeah, it's really good. Then we cut over what was the first single, I think one of the only singles off this album to lead up to it. Yes, and say that shit with your chest. And it's all about, just be yourself. It has a lot of focuses on, like, specifically lines about, like, boy, put that lipstick on, and things like, don't let them tell you what you can and can't wear, or how you should present yourself, which I know maybe Ariana didn't intend for this to happen, but the queer interpretation of this being like, you can present feminine or masculine how you want, just present yourself how you want and how you love to do it, was a very wholesome thing to hear from a pop artist who I'm pretty sure is just straight. Yeah, so that was a good, even intended, if it's intended, good ally moment. If it's not intended, hey, good song. On this re-listen on the ride home, I stopped at We Can't Be Friends, which is also a pretty good one. Still hit that like kind of standard Ariana pop level. Honestly, like the more I revisit this album, though, this is probably my third listen or so. The more I'm like, if you're already an Ariana Grande fan, you'll probably like this album. If you're not already an Ariana Grande fan, go listen to Eternal Sunshine, Supernatural, Yes and The Boy Is Mine. And then if you like those, just throw it on a playlist. If you're not like a big fan, you can probably just stick with those and be fine. Because all the rest of this album, I'm like looking at it, like I haven't heard it in like, well, I would say like 4 or 5 days, maybe a week. I also had like playlist shuffles. But even on the shuffles, I can't remember what they sound like. I can't remember what they're about. And that's the problem with this album, is that like I can't stick it in my like top 10 of the year so far, because if I've heard it more than twice and I can't remember what some of these songs are about, I mean, outside of like a standard relationship type song, like which a lot of pop artists are, then like what's the point? And that's kind of where I'm running out of things to say with this review, is that like I was thinking about what to kind of break down for this review of the overall core themes. I'm a big person that loves albums that have like an overarching narrative to the album, that you can take it out of context and still enjoy it, put it back in context, and it really clasps in and makes more sense with the context and gives you a story. But there's no story here. All we have is like, I mean, should I expect that from pop artists? Maybe not, but sometimes I wish we'd get a little more than just like what feels like a collection of singles. But I will try to focus back in to finish out talking about each one of these tracks one by one. I Wish I Hated You. Yeah, pretty another relationship song about how like, even though when we're broken up, I wish I hated you, but I don't. Which, okay, I feel like she kind of covered this ground in one of her previous songs on oh, it was the one that I can't remember the name of it right now. Imperfect for You. I do remember the rhythm of this one. This decent. Another one where I'm like, if you're already an Ariana fan, you'll like it. If you're not, it's a half and half, depending on, like, it's a slower one in this track listing. Ordinary Things, don't remember it. And then we start hitting the deluxe songs, which on the Spotify was labeled as slightly deluxe, which is like, okay. Supernatural with Troye Sivan, my gay crush, one of my first gay crushes. I love him. Honestly, some of the songs on the deluxe just end up being better versions of what was on the regular album. So if you wanted to skip straight to the deluxe version and just get like the feature version of it, that's fine. You probably get what you would get on the regular album, on the regular standard edition of it, but just with a little more flair on it. Like, I'll clarify. Supernatural with Troye Sivan is better than the regular Supernatural song. Yes, and with Mariah Carey. I'm just not a big Mariah Carey fan. You can pull my gay card, I guess. Pull my holiday card, I guess, because people talk about her all the time around like Christmas and shit. But yeah, I'm just not a big Mariah Carey fan. She's okay. I don't think she's bad, but I don't have much else to say about her. Imperfect for You acoustic version was okay. Was pretty. True Story acapella. I don't think an Ariana song with just vocals is what I want. I don't think it's ever what I want. So that's what I stand on that one. Yeah, I don't know. This might be one of the shortest reviews on the channel. Only because I feel like this is Ariana past her peak. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think she has the juice in her to put out an album like Sweetener, like her first two albums. This one's like just kind of run-of-the-mill pop, and if you like pop like me, then you'll be like, okay, I can throw it on. Like, for me, I'm throwing most of this album on a playlist outside of the interludes and the acapella, and it's just gonna become a good chunk of it's just gonna become playlist fodder. Maybe I'll like it more as the year goes on, but I don't think I'm gonna be rushing back to listen to this whole album. I like listened to over half of it on the drive home, and I'm not really rushing to finish it. I'm probably gonna go inside and play God of War Ragnarok. So that's gonna be my morning until I leave out for work. But yeah, something I keep forgetting to mention in these videos, now that I'm kind of getting on the send-off here, is please like and subscribe. If you do enjoy the content on the channel, thank you for the watches. I've seen the watches slowly been going up to like, I think the highest watched video on my channel would be like 20 views currently, which is a lot for a channel that I just started like about like a week ago or so. So yeah, I hope to hear from y'all in the comments. Let me know what other albums you'd like to hear. The next album, I'm still planning on pumping out that Tierra Whack album review. I want to make that the longest in-depth one on the channel so far because it's her kind of first, most fleshed out project. She only has 3 EPs, like with 3 songs each in them. And then Whack World, which is all 1-minute songs leading up to like only a 16-minute album. So this is definitely her longest project to date, and I love Tierra Whack, so I really wanted to give this next one attention. I'm aiming for like a 15-20 minute video on that one. But yeah, just one more reminder to like and subscribe, put any recommendations or just any comments about how you feel about this album or the other ones I've covered on the channel. I would like to say keep the comments in each video to like the album in discussion. I mean, it's fine to go back and like kind of comment on those albums, those previous album reviews, like what you think about that album. But yeah, just kind of keeping the discussion around on what you think about Ariana Grande, Eternal Sunshine. Maybe in a month or 2 I'll start feeling it more, and if with any of these albums, if something really clicks with me and hits me more later on in the year, I might do a revisit, re-op video and post that, and I'll be like, hey, something just really hit this listen that just took me a second to really get. But yeah, looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.